Good evening. It's Nathan Jeffery again. Tonight, I'm going to take a little bit of a, how would I say it, kind of a sidetrack. I had a number of people today on Skype that I had asked to give me some ideas about some videos and things they'd like to see. And one that kept recurring was that, having been in law enforcement, they wanted me to do a video on how to deal with law enforcement when you're pulled over or have contact with them. And while that was very interesting, I decided that I would do indeed that. Okay, you've all seen cops and shows like that, and a lot of what you see on those is true to fact. If you get pulled over or you get stopped and you're in a vehicle, do not get out. Don't attempt to get out. Keep your hands on the steering wheel. Don't do anything, surreptitious. Don't be playing around in your car. Wait for the officer to approach the vehicle, and do exactly whatever the officer tells you to do. Keeping in mind that you're going to be on camera, so is he or she. Do not make any sudden movements for your glove box. A lot of people, the first thing that going through your mind is, okay, he's going to want my driver's license, he's going to want, whatever, insurance, registration, all that. Wait until they ask for it. You don't know why you've been stopped. Don't get an attitude with them. That will only serve to go against you. There's a thing in law enforcement a lot of people don't understand, is there are certain things that officers can do when they write a citation that will give information to the judge that you had a bad attitude, and it can cost you dearly. So don't do it. These guys have a tough enough job. These guys are just like you and me. They have a job to do. It's a very dangerous job. It's a thankless job a good share of the time, and they don't need the added stress of having to battle with everyone they have contact with. And with that said, there are a number of other issues that come up. If you're stopped and you have something that you shouldn't have, whether that be, alcohol and you're underage, small amount of marijuana, whatever the issue is, don't lie about it. If you have it and they ask if you have it, admit to it. If you're a concealed weapons license holder, follow your state's laws. I have one, and in the state I'm in, it is to go out the window with my driver's license. I will generally keep my hands on the steering wheel, indicate that I have a weapon on me, and tell them where it is and that I have a permit for it. Generally, they're going to know that just by running my tag on my car, because they're cross-linked. Most states do that, not all of them. The other one is, say you're a prepaid legal member, and you have your legal shield card in your wallet. Be respectful when you hand it out. Don't get snotty, don't get snide saying, I've got representation and blah, 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 blah. All that's going to do is put that officer on guard, and you're already defensive, so that officer is going to wonder why, and rightfully so. If they ask you to step out of the car, do it. If they ask you to empty your pockets, if you have nothing in there to hide, go ahead and reveal it. There again, you're going to have to kind of judge, and there's the advantage of having a legal plan with a company, whether it be through your work or whether it be with a company like Prepaid Legal Services, is that you're going to have an attorney that you can consult with on that, and I would recommend you do that if you think you will ever be in that situation. And if you do, maybe you should change some of your behaviors now before you get to that situation. If you're going to be put in restraints for whatever reason, that officer's gotten nervous or what have you, comply. It's not that big a deal. I'm a full-time correctional officer. I put people in handcuffs every day at work. Now, with that having been said, I've also been in handcuffs, on occasion, over the years. It never ended up in me being in jail. because it was just precautionary. The bottom line here is treat law enforcement the way you want to be treated. A lot of TV shows and a lot of what you've seen are not indicative of the majority of the officers that are out there. They're out there trying to do their job and go home to their wives and to their families in one piece, the same way they showed up to the job that day. The majority are honest. They're not out to get you. They're not out to, screw people over. One of the terms that I heard years ago growing up with an officer was the term pig. And, it's funny because for a lot of people that's a negative term. But when you look at it, law enforcement kind of flipped that one around. Because what it really stands for is pride, integrity, and guts. These guys are doing a thankless job. Give them your thanks. Comply with them. And if I can be of any help with any further information, feel free to get in contact with me, and I'll be happy to do it. In my description to the right, you're going to see some links that can lead you to information that can help you. I appreciate you watching. I hope you'll tune in for my next topic, and you have a good night.